actually from Doctor Strange, which we'll talk about right now with the assistance of Ryan Turner, of course. Doctor Strange superfan.
Hey.
Doctor Strange love.
And, well, it's not Doctor Strange love, is it? But there is plenty of it in there. Ryan, what's it all about then? What's the crack?
Well,
before this, I didn't have a single clue.
No, either did I, really. I mean, he's been name dropped in the cinematic universe before. He was name dropped in the Winter Soldier when they're going through all of like the sort of threats and like the beings that are at the sort of behest of Hydra in the early ones, but he's never been sort of put in. And I mean, I admittedly didn't know too much. I knew the comics were meant to be extremely trippy. And I knew like some of the visuals were meant to be like outstanding. Like Steve Ditko, some of the best illustrations that he'd ever done.
At this point, I'll bring in Ryan and sort of ask why Doctor Strange? Why were you such a big fan of it? Reading the comics?
I don't know. It's just like it's an escape compared to everything else. I mean, predominantly Spider-Man's my boy, you know.
Right.
Like, but thinking about it, like it's just more. It's mystical, isn't it? It's like I think maybe the film universe is ready for that now as well.
Yeah.
Like from what obviously Big Papa Marvel said, Kevin Feige. He thinks everyone's ready for it, so.
And Big Papa Feige knows. He knows.
So what was your thoughts when the film was announced?
It's one of those moments, isn't it, where like, say when you watch like Civil War when that's announced, so this it's like wow they're about to do it, like they're doing it now, like it's definitely the golden age of Marvel, like do you know what I mean?
Did you have faith that they would get it right?
Honestly, I went into this one thinking they were going to get it wrong.
Right.
I didn't think you could do Doctor Strange on film. I didn't think it could be done. And
this couldn't have been done 5 or 10 years ago.
No, I think this is about the time. Like I had the same thought with Ant-Man as well. I thought Ant-Man's it's going to look stupid. Like you're not going to get it done. And again, that was amazing. So
it's all the modern technology we've come across. But yeah, for people who don't know, in the film, we've got a neurosurgeon called Stephen Strange. He's a bit like Tony Stark, really. He's a bit of an arrogant man. He's a bit stuck up himself, to say the least, and he's in a massive car crash on the way to a gala, and his hands are ruined, so he can't seek any help from modern medicine in the West. So he goes to Tibet, where he runs into a place that is sort of full of spiritual healing. They won't take him on originally, however, he is taken on by Tilda Swinton's Ancient One. Eventually, when she sees something in him, and he must sort of learn in the ways of the mystic arts and defeat one of her former students, played by Mads Mikkelsen. And now I know exactly what you were saying, Ryan, because I'm like, it's sort of magic in the Marvel Cinematic Universe hasn't really been put in sort of in the big way. I mean, it's been sort
mentioned, hasn't it?
Like, I mean, there's been like Scarlet Witch. I know her abilities are sort of like vague-ish.
She does a lot of hand stuff.
It's just sort of like hand wavy and like shouty and like telekinesis stuff. But it's definitely magic. But I think they've been sort of like afraid, maybe, to say it. I think now it's a big step, this film, in sort of bringing that magic sort of world in, because once you've done that, you can sort of bring people like Captain Marvel and stuff like that in, I suppose. So you've got sort of a big sort of stepping point now to do this. I think the cast are really, really on point. I think Cumberbatch, there is a lot of Tony Stark in him in this performance. There's a lot of that. I mean, he's got the arrogance, he's got everything about him, but he manages to put quite a bit of that Sherlock style in there.
Yeah, I was just
but not in a way that is too aloof that it is Sherlock. You know, he's still like. He's got a romantic relationship, or he had, with Rachel McAdams' character, and I feel like he's got enough character about him to not be Sherlock in a cape. You know, like,
and he's got an American accent.
Yeah, and he's got an American accent.
I didn't agree with that. Like,
no, I didn't
he's
like
American.
That.
He's American in the comics, but I just thought, like, Benedict Cumberbatch's voice is just so. It's like it's predominantly
distinctly
amazing.
British,
No, he's got such a
They should have kept it. Just tweak the backstory, because it's not like they haven't done that before.
No.
So why not do it for that one little thing?
Let him do it. Yeah. But yeah, I think he really does well. I think, to be honest, my standout from the cast is probably Tilda Swinton.
Oh, absolutely.
Because her Ancient One is sort of just, I mean, as you would expect a 1,000-year-old being to be. I mean, she's aloof. She's sort of mystical above all, no above all else. And she's just really, I mean, she's got that presence about her that she does in every single one of her films, and you can't help but feel like she's one of the best ever casting choices that Marvel have made, because she's Tilda Swinton, and
she was cast quite controversially, though, wasn't she?
Yeah, the film's been accused of whitewashing. Yeah, what would have been an Asian role, but they didn't, obviously.
Saying that, though, they explained it quite well, because they'd lose views in China, wouldn't they? So they'd lose money.
Yeah.
Because
I feel like you've just got to pick sort of who's best for the role. Yeah. Really, you know, I think you can't be too hamstrung unless it's like.
But I don't understand that, because what's his name? Baron Mordo he's black in this and he's white in the comics. So
it's all little things have changed. It's kind of, whenever these sort of whitewashing accusations come about, I can't imagine. I mean, I'd like to think that the people who make these decisions aren't racist. It is just literally a case of that is the person who we chose. Deal with it.
But Tilda Swinton steals the show, but there's only one real place to go with this, to be honest, isn't there? And that's the visuals.
Yes.
Because they are. It's probably by far the most visually distinctive Marvel film there is. And some of the sequences, especially the sequence when Strange first sort of discovers the multiverse. What happened?
Yeah.
I honestly felt like I just,
I mean, you could accuse Marvel. You could accuse them of having a certain kind of sheen. That all of their films have the same sort of look.
There's a house style.
Yeah,
Like, very much.
definitely a house style. I mean, DC, you've got their house style, which is just sort of
Dark and gritty,
TM. Grungy, almost unwatchably dark.
The angry heroes who try
And then
not to kill.
I mean, especially after watching, having watched Batman, Superman in March, and then going to watch Civil War, and just the difference of watching a DC film that is not enjoyable, but supposedly. Like, they want it to be unenjoyable. They want it to be sort of dark and gritty and stuff.
It's Nolan, isn't it? It's Nolan-ized.
It's the Nolan effect.
But then you go into Civil War, and I suppose even to this as well, and it's got that sort of just it looks better, it looks clearer, and you feel more welcome to it. I mean, and Doctor Strange has that in scenes that aren't completely crazy 2001 stuff. But to have that extra kind of element is pretty extraordinary, I think.
You saw it in 3D, didn't you, Liam?
I did see it in 3D.
I saw it in 2D.
Not out of choice. It was kind of just that was my time. That was my gap to be in.
I shall top this. I've seen it in IMAX 3D.
Look, you've thrown the trump card out.
Boom.
So I suppose we'll start at the bottom and work up. So Ryan, you saw it. Well, Monty, sorry, you saw it in 2D.
Yeah, I saw it. There's two Ryans now, isn't there?
There is
There's
two Ryans.
there you
It's
go,
confusing.
I saw it in 2D. I think there was quite a bit of, to be honest. I mean, I think this is Inception with the dial turned to about 100 million times more on the dial, because there's so many visuals that in there that you feel like you want that perception of depth in there, and I feel like I did want it. But I know you said that you got distracted quite a bit.
The 3D I've always had a problem with, because I think it doesn't always look as they want it to look.
It's the colour, isn't it?
It's the colour. So it
brings the colour down.
It's darker. And they don't normally adjust it on the screen to make it lighter, so when you put the glasses on, it's like the right amount. It is always darker than it should be. And I feel like it doesn't always line up properly. You've got to keep your head pretty still for it to work, and sometimes you just can't do that. Your head moves around. And that sequence, I feel like I would have preferred it in 2D. I think when all the colour stuff's happening, when it's all kind of shifting dimensions and stuff. I think it's a really well done scene, but I don't think 3D does it much justice. But I could say the same for most 3D films, really.
See, when I was watching it, obviously the IMAX screen, it's like 5 times the size of any other screen.
Huge.
It was just, I was sitting there, and I think the first time, when she sort of pushes him out of his own body, and then he starts that scene, I stopped. I was looking at my girlfriend, I was like, it was nuts. Like, that's the only way I can describe it. It was just, it was crazy. But then obviously you keep doing I'm going to take the glasses off, have a look what it looks like without the glasses. And it takes out of it a bit, because there was a scene, that scene where New York's basically flying around them, and the Ancient One sort of made that it like a fight arena sort of thing? Honestly, it must have came back out of the screen a good couple of feet of what it looked like. So I was watching it, and then it just hit Khaleesi's head, straight at the back of it. And I was like, it has added a bit of depth, but I'm going to see it again on Friday, because I think I need to see it in 2D to maybe appreciate it more.
I think I'd quite like to see it again in 2D. If I do get the time to go see it again, if I would, I'd definitely see it in 2D.
I thoroughly enjoyed it in 2D. So
yeah.
But yeah, I think what Marvel has over DC ultimately most of the time is the fact that it has that sense of fun, and this is yet another one that is just, it's so fun. With a premise like this, you've got to embrace the silliness, and it really does. I think Cumberbatch is having a wheel of a time. I think Chiwetel Ejiofor is really good. Benedict, Wong, they're all really good as sort of other disciples of the Ancient One. I think, to be honest, I think that this does feel like a fresh step.
Yeah.
For Marvel's films, because there was a danger of sort of just of falling too far into that formula. And I think now they're going to look at this and think, we can be a bit more dangerous. We can't employ some different directors. I know Scott Derrickson did Sinister, and they're thinking outside of the box with directors now, more because they've got Taika Waititi coming in for Thor Ragnarok, and
I mean, even putting
they're mixing it up a bit.
even putting who did Civil War, do you call them the brothers who did
Oh
Community?
yeah, the Russos.
Russos,
the
yeah.
Russos.
Even bringing them in, at the time seemed a risk, but
Yeah.
you see the way they've took Civil War and the way they're going to take Infinity War.
I mean,
They've got a very strong grasp on it.
I mean, as big as a risk as a guaranteed multi-billion franchise can be, it is still to their credit that they are employing directors that aren't safe. They have like really good work under their belt, and they can freshen that up because we're not going to stop getting them. They're going to keep coming, so might as well just enjoy them while they're there.
They've only scratched the surface with this film. I mean, reading the comics and looking at what they've actually put out on the screen, it's like I was just thinking they haven't even delved into it. Like, I think if they gave people too much, you wouldn't take to it. It would be it's too weird.
It left me wanting to see more, a lot more, or read the comics or something like that. I knew very little of the character before this, but I want to.
Well, have you seen the animated film? Have you seen because obviously Marvel did like a box set of animated films.
Oh yeah.
And then Doctor Strange was one of them, and it's exactly the same story. It's exactly the same. Like, some of those shots that he's got in there are just frame for frame.
Yeah.
Like, there's no difference. Like, even like the bad guys, and I was quite shocked. I mean, I don't know. Are we doing spoilers or?
No.
No.
I'm gonna hold that one on. I mean, if there's a lot to talk about, we could do it on the podcast, but I'd rather not on the radio, just because
there's obviously there's some things in there that I was shocked to see.
Yeah.
Maybe so towards the end, if you know what I'm talking about.
Yeah, I think people who've seen the film will probably know.
Yeah, like I was like, I'm surprised they've done this so early on.
Yeah.
That was strange, but you sort of see where it's going. Like, it's it's like you see them pushing it a bit more. So, but he's not even he isn't there yet, is he? Like, he's still sort of like,
he's got that look, hasn't he?
Becoming who he needs to be.
Yeah.
That jaw suits that beard so well. Like, he's got the look nailed, I think. Like, with a cape and like.
Okay, man.
Is he a man crush?
Oh no, yeah. Benedict Cumberbumble is my
Benedict Cumberbumble.
Yeah.
From the Autumn collection.
Benedict Cumbersnatch. Yeah.
So we are going to see more. This is a pretty solid origin story to get us in, to introduce us with it. I mean, it's not exactly a small.
It's
way
a really
to put
confidently
in.
told story.
It's very confidently told.
Like, I mean, and the obviously we can't say about the ending, but like the third act is a complete sort of diversion from usual Marvel stuff.
Yeah, it's just it's so strange, isn't it? Like pun alert. Like, you know what I mean? Like, it's just, you don't expect that to happen. Like, even I was like, I can't believe they're doing it. Like, it's amazing.
Yeah.
But even all the Easter eggs, like, people mention like the Living Tribunal and even like all the relics that he sees in the Sanctorum. Is it the Sanctum Sanctorum?
Yeah.
Like, it's like, you're like, what a time to be alive.
Yeah.
It's amazing. Like, even with like the post-credit scenes as well, you're like, they're doing it. Like, they're there. It's amazing.
I mean, 10 years ago, people were like, "Ooh, can we really make a Spider-Man film?" And now
we've had a lot of them.
Now we've had films about men who can turn into the size of an ant, and Benedict Cumberbatch with a cape.
So we are going to get more Doctor Strange. We've heard from Scott Derrickson that plans are already in place to sort of get the sequel done. He's going to be part of Infinity War as well. Him and Benedict Wong are both going to be part of that universe now.
Benedict Wong's been confirmed, hasn't he?
Yeah,
I didn't know that.
Oh, I didn't know that.
He played quite well as well, because in the comics he's like a manservant, isn't he? Like, but
I think the director said he wanted to make a point of making sure that wasn't the case in the.
He's quite a badass, to be honest. He's quite cool.
He gets a lot of funny scenes as well.
Yeah.
For somebody who doesn't laugh until a certain point, he does a lot of good lines, and he's a good bit of comic value, I suppose, but also a very good performance. So I'm not going to take it away from him. Mads Mikkelsen.
They haven't had a good villain since Loki.
Yeah.
Still, I mean, to be honest, I was a big fan of Daniel Brühl in Civil War, but to be honest,
though.
Can you tell me one memorable line that he had in Civil War? Like, Marvel have a real problem with villains now. They've wasted far too many amazing actors.
But I think maybe
there is an inherent problem there somewhere.
There is an issue with it, but they put so much time into like the hero character, and everyone wanted to love them. Like, when you watch Civil War, you didn't really care about Zemo. You just cared about Iron Man and Captain America. Sort of beating each other up, really. Like, it's what you wanted to see, and it's what they gave you. So
that's what we all want to see, isn't it? People beating each other up. Perfect. So next we've got Guardians of the Galaxy 2, then we've got Thor Ragnarok, and then Infinity War. Are you looking forward to those?
Yeah.
I can't wait. I generally honestly, I love the comics. I've grew up on them. I love all the films. I just can't wait for the Avengers, the superhero saga, to sort of end, so I can move on with my life. It's taking control. Like, it's all I think about. It's all I watch. Like,
do you think it ever will end?
I think it'll get to a point where maybe it's gonna happen. It will get to a point where people go, That's it. Like, it's starting to get a bit too
Do you think
silly.
after Infinity War that might be like
I
a
think.
plateau?
Yeah, I think.
Sort of like, yeah, well, it's still cool, but it's not like back in the Iron Man days.
Yeah, but they
you know?
need to start introducing Thanos a bit more as well.
Yeah.
Because he's like
Do you think he's got out
supposed
the
to be the
chair
big
yet?
bad. Oh no, he does. He gets out the chair.
Oh yeah, this
in-
post-credit scene in the one of the.
I think it's Age of Ultron, isn't
Yeah, I
it?
think it's Age of Ultron, yeah.
So he's out, but
He's
he
actually
probably
standing now.
sat straight back down,
Yeah,
though, didn't
probably
he?
sat straight down. Watch the match.
He's getting there. Legs are a bit tired.
got a bit on.
I'll sit here and wait a bit longer. It's fine.
you just have your fight. I'll sit here.
You said that Spider-Man's your biggest love.
Spider-Man's my boy.
Just beneath Doctor Strange.
Yeah.
But, so what's your thoughts on Homecoming then?
Homecoming's going to be amazing.
It's obviously a very
Oh
different.
yeah, that's next year as well.
a different route that Marvel are taking as opposed to what Sony did.
Homecoming's going to be amazing. It's that worry whether Sony's going to put too many thumbs in the pie, isn't it? Like,
Yeah.
whether or not they're going to ruin it. But I think
John
they've got
Malkovich is a villain,
control.
though.
Much John Malkovich.
John Malkovich.
In Spider-Man.
Yeah, he's going to be the Vulture.
Is he?
No, he's not. It's Michael Keaton.
Is this?
Michael
Oh yeah,
Keaton.
I'm
Michael-
sure
yeah,
it's
I
going
was
to be
gonna say
Malkovich.
Michael
The
wasn't it?
facts are wrong, sir.
Oh, I'm sorry. I thought
Some
Michael
film
Keaton,
show this
though.
is. But yeah, Tom Holland, good choice.
I think he's good. I mean, personally, for me, Andrew Garfield was the one, but
Yeah, it always felt like he was a good fit, but just
the movie around him didn't work, did it? But
right, no.
I am a little worried though, because the problem that they've had with Spider-Man films since Spider-Man 3 is overloading it with villains.
Yeah.
And from what I've heard, like, you've got Vulture in this one, then you're gonna get Shocker
Yeah.
and the Tinkerer as well. So
No,
it's
that's
like, where's it gonna all come to play? Do you know what I mean? Like,
Yeah.
if they learned the lesson, or are they trying to cram as much in as possible?
Yeah.
And if
Well,
Marvel
it's
can't handle
already-
one good villain in their films,
Yeah, but I mean,
Not doing that
it's
many.
always possible that they could deviate from the past and finally make something good out of it. But I'm excited because Donald Glover is going to be part of it, but we don't know what he is.
I don't know, because he's always he was like a big choice for Miles Morales, wasn't he? Like,
he voices Miles in the animated series.
yeah, that's amazing. Have you watched that?
I've not seen
Honestly,
it,
it's
but
like
I've
the
heard a
best
lot about
Saturday
it.
morning TV you can watch. I love cartoons.
But I mean, there's a massive campaign for him to be in the film as Miles and have Miles as the central figure.
It might happen. Like,
It's entirely possible. He's the only. If you go on IMDb, he's the one name who doesn't have a character yet. So there must be something there. Not to speculate too much.
unless
but
it's something nuts like Galactus. Imagine
Yeah.
that.
It
Just
turns out he's
out of nowhere.
he's Thanos' son or something. Just steps out like, hey, I've been under the chair this whole time.
He's just been cast as Lando Calrissian as well, hasn't he?
He has.
He's going places him.
We're gonna get at this in film news, but we might as well bring it up now. Actually, it's pretty exciting. He's a great choice for it.
I think he is. I'm not too happy with the Han Solo choice, like, but
No, did you see Hail Caesar?
no. I think I've seen him in is it Beautiful Creatures or something? The one about like witches and
he is in
wizards,
that, yeah.
and that was just him like crying.
That was a
To
good
be
few.
fair.
That was a kind of few years ago. As
Yeah.
well. But I mean, the role that everyone sort of talks about now is Hail Caesar, and he's really good in that. He's definitely got that sort of Han Solo charisma. You can see him sort of cracking wise. I just don't know who they're going to cast as young Chewie.
If
That's
you
how
imagine
much-
him with a blaster,
They're
it'll
gonna
be
cast
okay.
as Chewie. I think they just shouldn't make it.
No,
I don't want to say it. Like, I think they might ruin a legacy.
I think we all said that before Star Wars 7, though, didn't we? And then it turned out
It was good, but
exactly.
it's, you never know. It could take a drop.
You never know.
That's always the risk, isn't it? The longer these series, it's the same for Marvel. The longer they go on, there's always more and more chance that something's going to go wrong. I mean, even with Star Wars 8, we should feel entirely confident because 7 was so good, but you just don't know, do you?
I think with Marvel, the biggest place that will end might be Avengers 3, because you've
Yeah.
got so many people already confirmed. Like,
It
How
seems
do
like a
you fit
natural
them in?
stopping point. You can't get much bigger than everyone unless you start making them up.
how do you get bigger than an Infinity War?
I mean, they've got loads of superheroes, but to be fair, like, contracts, like Chris Evans wasn't happy with his for a while,
No.
and he wanted out. But I think they've re-signed him now. I didn't really expect Benedict Cumberbatch to sign onto a contract like this either. Like, I didn't think these sort of films were his sort of thing. Like, I mean, it's like I think
I think he's just taking as much as he can now. He's
Yeah.
had success with Sherlock, you know.
I think there's been
Matthew
this-
McConaughey said that though. Like, he was saying like they wanted him. I think they wanted him as the Green Goblin.
right.
I was reading that in a rumor, but he didn't want to commit to a contract or something like that.
Yeah.
So I was quite shocked that they did. But I mean, when you throw in like the amount of money that Marvel is at people, why would you say no?
I think Brie Larson's a big scoop. She's considering she's a Academy Award winning actress now. To get her into the universe seems like a big deal.
I say I wanted Natalie Dormer for the role.
Yeah.
I thought Natalie Dormer would have suited Miss Marvel a lot better, but
Right.
Brie Larson's probably maybe a better actress than Natalie Dormer. It's just so beautiful.
She's my favourite.
She's great. It's a good few years for that happened, but I think there was a time when it looked like Marvel was going to sort of dither away a little bit. But I think that has kind of been allayed by Civil War and sort of the way it looks like it's going to go. I wouldn't be too worried about the future of it now. It's just a case of let's just make sure it doesn't get bad. Because it's been pretty consistent.
This train does not stop.
There's too much behind it. There's too much money involved. It's not going to end of its own choice. I don't think.
They don't stop coming.
So how does it work for Marvel but not DC? Like, where are they going
DC
wrong?
try to go too fast.
Too fast.
Yeah,
They're launching them 10 poles too fast.
They've done it wrong. Yeah, I mean, they were so insistent of saying, we're not going to copy Marvel. We're not going to do origin stories. We're just going to, jump straight in with it. And it showed because there's just no development, is there? We've kind of jumped straight into Justice League already coming up.
Suicide Squad was a joke.
Suicide Squad was awful. It was
such
horrendous.
a joke.
Yep.
We got that sort of little 10-15 minute wrap up at the start just to sort of give them all a little fact file. Like, this is what they do, this is their strengths, weaknesses. No actual character development, just to sort of. It was even on screen as a fact file, wasn't it? Sort of in bullet points, sort of saying name, age, like My Little Pony and stuff. It was just weird. Don't like Suicide Squad. But that is Doctor Strange. Anyway, positive review from all of us. Recommend Ryan Turner.
What?
Just asking, as a fan of the comics, as a fan of the film,
it's honestly it's panel for panel. Like, you look at the comic, you look at the film, it's exactly the same. The only thing I would say is you need to get the villain sorted.
Yeah.
And apart from that, it was actually amazing. Like, it's nuts. Like, it is the only way I can describe that film is nuts. Like,
and worth seeing in IMAX as well.
I don't know.
No.
I don't feel like the 15 quid I spent on that ticket. What was it? It was popcorn and drinks included. So that's
not too bad. That's pretty good, actually.
But like, I just I think I just don't think it was worth seeing it in 3D. I think you'd appreciate it more 2D.
I think I would have appreciated it more in 2D.
I'm a 2D guy.
It ruins the colour of things. Like, it just and you're constantly looking for the 3D aspect of it as well. So I'd see it in 2D, but it's really good. It's quite funny as well. I didn't think it would be that funny. I didn't think they'd do that route for it, but I'd buy that ticket.
Buy a ticket.
Don't buy a ticket, you don't win the raffle.
All 15 quid of it. Ryan Monty.
Oh yeah, definitely. I'd easily recommend it. I think it's probably one of the best films Marvel have done.
You think so?
I really, really, really enjoyed it.
Honestly, that over like Captain America.
No, I think it's probably in my top 10 of the cinematic universe.
There's only been 14, so that doesn't say too much.
Still a statement.
Right then, Doctor Strange, it's in cinemas now. If you have seen it, we're going to get some thoughts from people who have seen it and want to get in touch with us. If you want to do the same thing, tweet us at LRJ Films. You can find our Facebook page, facebook.com/LRJ.